You're coming to Inverness for a day, maybe a few days. You're getting off the cruise ship.
You've come up from Edinburgh maybe for a little day trip.
This is the video to watch. We'll show you some of the best things to do in Inverness and around the area. And even we show you some guided tours. We got descriptions down below. We even have an article down below for more information. We try to be as informative as possible. Hi, I'm Jordan.
And I'm Erica.
And we're your guides abroad. It is rainy, it is cold, and this is Scotland for you, right? So we got off the train at Inverness, and we're going to tour the town of Inverness, but instead we drove up to the Culloden Battlefield. And there's 3 sites to see here. This is north of Inverness. It's only like a 15-minute drive to the first stop is the Culloden Battlefield. So, and then you also have the Clava Cairns, and then you also have Cawdor Castle. And we'll show you all those right now. And a lot of tour companies come here. There's a lot of big tour buses here, especially coming off the cruise ship. It's an easy and a good stop to come here. So the Culloden Battlefield where I'm standing. This is the last stop of the Jacobite uprising. Is the Jacobites versus the government. And they had a big pitched battle that's right behind me. Also, they have a lovely visitor center here with a coffee shop and a cafe and a museum. You can pay to visit the museum and then also pay for a museum and a tour of the battlefield too. You can go out there and walk around, or you don't pay at all, you just tour the battlefield. This is a lovely stop to hear some great history of the Jacobite uprising, which you see all over Scotland. Welcome to Clava Cairns. This is just the next right after the Culloden Battlefield and is a 4,000-year-old burial site. The farmers of the Narran Valley built this 4,000 years ago. Archaeologists don't know the full story why, but it's very sophisticated. I love this old history. It's like Stonehenge. This is where they would intern their important people of the village, what they believe. Parking is free. It's free to enter. They have signs up showing you how to respect the area. Make sure you take care of it. But beautiful view down this little valley, looking up around these green Scottish hills. It's a lovely place. If you can do a guided tour here, I recommend it because I bet there's a lot of history here and a lot of stories. All right, on to Cawdor Castle. And we made it to the castle. I gotta admit, there's tons of signage to help direct you here. Our navigation system wasn't working. We didn't have cell phone reception because of our cell phone carrier, but it wasn't a problem. Lots of signs to get here to the castle. And it's just 8 miles up the road from Clava Cairns. Parking's free. You do have to pay to enter the castle though. I recommend booking that in advance. I got a link down below. This is a popular tour to go on or to go check out. Has a lot of history here, which I'll go into. And Rick Steves, he brings his tour groups here. All right, we're off to a great start. This is pretty cool. 14th century castle, has a drawbridge, it has turrets up here. It looks like a 14th century castle. I wish I would have brought better cameras to show this to you better. I hope I'm doing it justice. Very pretty. So you get an audio tour, you click the buttons, tons of history. The same family has owned this place since it was first built in the late 14th century. Lots of great history. It's a very cozy castle. I recommend coming. Favorite part of the castle tour for me was, this is the only castle in Britain built on a tree. And they tell you the story of it, and there's a tree down in the dungeon, and you're just like, oh, that's interesting. But then they carbon dated the tree, and it's actually from 1372, the tree. So they actually believe that the founder, the original Thane of Cawdor, had a dream on where to build the castle, and then the anyways, it's a long story, but they built the castle on a tree. I think it's cool.
This tour was excellent. This is absolutely a must-do when you're coming to Inverness.
Okay, just 2 minutes from Cawdor Castle is Cawdor Village, and we went to the Cawdor Tavern. Highly recommend it. They loved it at the castle. We had a lovely lunch, good real ales on draft, nice Scottish classics on the menu. And now we've been doing well with the weather. One of the reasons we left Inverness this morning because it's raining so hard. So we came up here to this part of the trip first. Now we're gonna go back to Inverness to explore the town. It is raining on us again, but that's okay. The nice thing about this itinerary or these things to do is you can do Inverness first, or you can go north and then stay till the end, because we're even going to Loch Ness to show you things to do around Loch Ness. So anyways, hop in the car, we're driving to Inverness. On we go, onwards. So we're in Inverness now, walking around the historic downtown, the pedestrian area. We came down Rain's Stairway, really cool town. It's easy to walk around. That's what makes it so nice, and nice to support local shops. You'll find some big name brands here, but come here to the Victorian Market. It's built in 1870, then it burned down in 1889, but they rebuilt it. But there's 30 local shops here. It's a really cool covered marketplace right across from the train station. So if you come off Caledonian Sleeper, nice place to come. They have a food hall here that smells absolutely delicious also, but we just ate at the tavern, so we're all set.
So Inverness is very compact. The city center of Inverness is very compact, so it's easy to walk around and see a lot of the sights. So here I am standing on a bridge above the River Ness. You can see behind me, there's the castle. There's also the cathedral over there, really easy to access. And I should mention, we're here, this is July, it is rainy, so dress accordingly, but that's why it's so green and lovely here.
Right over my shoulder is Leakey's Bookstore. It is a short walk from the Victorian Market and the train station. This is an institution here in the Highlands. It is a secondhand bookshop, really cool place. They got a log fire stove in there. So if you're here during the winter or one of these rainy days, go in there, grab a book, relax, maybe read it a little bit. Nice place to escape the weather. This is a really cool building. And when in Inverness, don't forget to grab a pint. The ones we got recommended to visit is McGregor's and Highlander. Both places are good for beer and for live music, and Inverness is famous for its live music scene. So make sure you check something out while you're here. For us, we're gonna head up to our hotel after this, but we have 2 more stops on Lake Ness that we're gonna hit up tomorrow that I'd like to say are the most popular ones, and even the locals have recommended we go check them out. Tours, right? You get off the cruise ship, doing some shore excursions. A lot of tourists come up around this area of Inverness from Invergordon. So check this out first, watch this video, see if this is something you're interested in, and then click down the description below. We'll share some really good tours to get you out and exploring Inverness.
Even if you're not on a tour, just watch this, and we've written it all up in an itinerary down below, a one-day Inverness article for you to check out, so you can do this on your own.
All right, for this Loch Ness cruise, 30 minutes down from Inverness, about for the drive. It's nice. You park at the hotel, which is across from the dock. This is a Loch Ness Clansman dock. Make sure you follow the directions. They give really good directions too, or instructions when you book the tour. But the hotel has a gift shop in there. You can buy your first whiskey of your trip. It also has a cafe, a lot of nice stuff. Get a picture with Nessie, and then you just walk right down. Get here 10 minutes before boarding to make sure that you get on the boat. You don't want the boat to leave without you, like it did for us. All right, let's go on this tour.
All right, we just got off the boat, and I will say, it was clean, it was efficient. It has an upper deck and a lower deck, so you can walk around and get great views and great pictures. You get some really beautiful scenery out here on the lake. They take you in front of Urquhart Castle because they pick up people there. So you spend actually quite a bit of time getting really close to the castle. And I will say, I think it looks even better from water than it does on the land. There's also a cafe on board in case you want drinks or any food. One drawback though, I would say, I mean, it's not a drawback. It might be for you. I enjoy when there's a live guide talking because I feel like it's a little more interactive. I learn a little bit more and people listen a little bit more. This is a pre-recorded audio guide, so you can listen if you want. It seems like most people were choosing to not listen. But yeah, that was really the biggest drawback for me. So this does book up early, especially in the high season, especially for their first morning tour. So if you are interested in booking this, click the link in the description below to book it and make sure you book it in advance.
Urquhart Castle, one of the most visited castles in Scotland, actually the most visited castle in all of Scotland, but you got to book in advance. Time and date is required to get an entry slot to come in. Urquhart Castle, it's a ruined castle dating from 13th to 16th century. Played a large part in the wars of Scotland's independence in the 14th century, is raided numerous times by clans, and is partially destroyed in 1692 to prevent the use by Jacobite forces. When you get here, through the gift shop, you can go in for a film of the castle and they show you the history of it, and it's kind of fun. The curtains open up and you can see all of the castle. We came here 10 years ago and nothing's really changed since. Still looks great, nice ruins. After the film, you can walk down and tour the grounds of the castle, which is always fun to actually walk in the footsteps of all the great history that's here before.
If you do have a car and you don't mind driving 25 minutes outside
Of Inverness, and you really want to see some Highland cows, you can head to Robertson's. They have a farm shop with some great things for souvenirs, and then they also have Highland cows, and you can sponsor a Highland cow if you are inclined to do so. So I hope this gets you started on figuring out what you want to do around Inverness. Remember, we have that article down in the description below for a great one-day itinerary in Inverness. You're going to want to check it out at yourguidesabroad.com.
Thanks for watching. Have a great trip to Inverness.